9-1 for Don Staley's team. And many believe the best team in America, though UCLA will have something to say about that and a few others. But we are underway as the Gamecocks win the opening tip. Bree Hall on the wing. Up top to Paopao, the 5'9" senior out of Oceanside, California. She's on the move, trying to window, but comes up empty.
And this is what Jose Fernandez said. He did not want to allow us those second chance opportunities. You've got to have accountability to be one and done on defense.
Chloe Kitts getting inside for two. And look at the starting lineup. Very much an international flair for the Bulls of Jose Fernandez, who is in the 25th year in his career at South Florida. Dembele, Mama Dembele, the 5'6" point guard out of Spain, leads the attack. And a rounded out on the jump shot by Blazig, and a whistle. That'll go the other way inside the first minute.
We're going to watch the Bulls, and when they are on offense, how deep, if they're not scoring in transition, how deep do they get into the shot clock?
And the South Carolina starting five. We talk a lot about the bench in the open, but the starting five just outstanding. Paopao with 12 points a game. Kitts with 11. Wiley with 11 points a game. Just great balance up and down.
Yeah, when you're trying to scout who to stop in South Carolina, they got so many options.
Hall swishes that one in. She's only hitting 44% out there.
Only. But that's it. It's not South Carolina. Normally, you know, the three national championships, you had Asia Wilson, you had Aaliyah Boston, Camila Cardoso. That's not a dominant center. They've got a great post game, but the balance is phenomenal.
Blazig up top. Very dangerous outside the three-point line. 46%. Only 5'9". Nice runner off the glass.
But you see how South Florida, they spread the floor, patient till late in the clock. Try to slow this game down.
We were chatting with Jose before the game. Quick strike inside as Fagan gets two.
Jose Fernandez, since he has been at USF, he has gone international with his recruiting. And he said what he likes about that is the international players, they kind of grow up in a farm system, so they bring a pro-like prep mentality.
Paopao, great look. She can bring that all day. The 5th year.
Well, and how rare is it for one coach to stay at the same place and have the success Jose has? 25 years in Tampa.
Blazig getting it downstairs and a nice left-handed shot. The first things I can remember you teaching me, among the many things, unless they call it. Paopao, another good look, and another three-point. The men's or women's side, who play with as much joy as she does. Every day she shows up, it's a great day for her.
And she's a fifth-year senior. She made the decision to come back because she needed to diversify her game. It's not just about the three, but like the defense has picked up this season.
South Carolina 13-4 on South Florida. Here's Bree Hall averaging about 7 points a game, and a beautiful pass underneath.
It just keeps getting better for South Carolina as the game goes on.
Dembele trying to reverse, couldn't get that one to go. Colonial Life Arena, our coverage beginning at 7 Eastern and 6 Central Time.
I saw Colin Murray Bowles. I was at a high school boys game last night. That just coming off after they beat South Carolina upstate.
Ball with a long one. Yes. Feathery touch there for three. Dembele not a big scorer as a point guard, but she's going to drive quickly for two.
Oh, and Don Staley's not happy about that.
Now Don Staley getting the 6'3" freshman Joyce Edwards in. She's having a good year, 9 points a game. The follow by Watkins up and good. Nice touch.
You need Blasic and you need Puisis to really get going offensively, knock down some open shots.
Levy trying to take the baseline, shut off. She'll pull up and pop. Got it. Nice looking left-handed jumper.
Yeah, Levy, I think she's adjusting to that face mask, and she had that injury in the Vanderbilt game. Like, she is preseason picked player of the year in the American Conference.
Yeah, nice block there by her. She'll trigger the break. They have numbers here. Trying to get it downstairs and indeed get the basket. Mputu with two. And the best looking transition today so far for South Florida.
Off their defense and running before South Carolina can get back.
Raven Johnson with it. Junior out of Atlanta, who had been slumping offensively, but had a good one against TCU. Watkins in the lane. Get the feeling a day like today she can do about anything she wants.
But if she got that breakaway dunk, I would not be mad about it.
No, you and I would both be standing on our chairs at that point.
But I don't know, again, the TCU game, who was more excited, Bree Hall or Watkins on the dunk?
Now, Levy's starting to show some life offensively.
You've got the defense coming at you plus the mask.
Fulwiley. Oh, great give downstairs. Fagan finished that one up, but that was a stylish pass.
Well, Doug Staley has wanted Malaysia Fulwiley to work on the moments between the wows. I don't know how many in-between moments those are when she's on the floor.
It's a short wait. Last seconds of the first quarter. And a heave here by Brito. That won't touch anything. And that's the end of the first. South Carolina. It's the 7th largest and longest active streak in Division I. And we'll see if they can hang on to that today, giving up 24 in the first. And a scrap for this one. A possession arrow will take it to the other end of the floor here.
Mighty Mouse, #1 with the basketball right now. This young woman's composure as a freshman at the point is impressive.
5'9" freshman out of the state of Maryland. And when she runs the offense, a lot of fun to watch. Fulwiley on the drive, got it underneath, hits, and she's fouled on the play. We were talking about the SEC with Don Staley during their workout earlier today. We asked her how many out of the SEC does she expect to get in. Could be as many as 10.
Yeah, you got 7 that are ranked. She's really a tweener, a hybrid. She can play inside and out. I like her game.
Yeah, she is legit. Saw her down in Miami where she played exceptionally well. A 2-pointer. Tomaszewska, the freshman from Latvia, and right on the other end, South Carolina with an ultra-quick strike. 26, now 28-14.
The shoot around this morning, Fulwiley was driving to the basket, and Don Staley said the L in Fulwiley is for layup. Yeah, that's what she wants to see. And it's not like she's playing 2 or 3 minutes. She's playing significantly.
Paopao way downtown off the back of the iron. They'll get a second look. Edwards right back up. Strong move, but no. Well, she had everything she wanted there, but could not make it. South Florida quickly to the other end. They are going to try and score fast if they get the opportunity. Easier said than done against the Gamecocks, though. Brito airborne. That's a pretty play. But now they're within 10 points.
South Florida changed up, went to a zone. So they're mixing things up defensively because it was just way too easy. South Carolina was getting what they wanted against the man.
Good save by Paopao. McDaniel. Great pass inside for Fagan. Revved up again.
But you look at it. Look, if this is a sparse cloud for South Carolina, you know, they support the Gamecocks here in Columbia.
Well, they certainly do. Ball goes in strong and lays it in. Nobody stopped her. Nobody picked her up. She got a big smile. Romy Levy, who's been the hot hand for the Bulls.
Look, it's just a 12-point game. If they can get this single digits right there.
Edwards, cross court, barely got there. Paopao is open, but can't stick it. Watkins kept it alive for a second chance. Here's Johnson. And South Carolina getting some really good looks.
Yeah, Raven Johnson, she's picked it up as of late. And she's over the last 3 games shooting about 42% from the three-point line.
Dembele. Here's Puisis, and a nice feathery touch from three-point land. And they finally knocked back a 3. Very much in this game.
Puisis and Blazic, I told you, they had hit 53s coming into today, shooting over 43%. They need more of that from those two.
All shovels the pass, and good defense by the Bulls in the paint. Mputu got a hand on it, but the feathery touch.
Staying with her like a shadow.
Got to get a shot in the air here. Shot clock down to 3. The runner, that didn't have much of a chance. Johnson around the back. On the run, Paopao will lay it in.
Paopao has really picked up defensively. Levy got by, not able to get that one to go.
Done a fight for it. South Carolina comes away with it. Watkins wins the battle. Edwards down the lane. Follows her own miss. Back up and in and one.
Winning helps you forget what your standard is, and a loss will remind you where you need to get your standard back to.
I know few people who hate losing as much as Dawn Staley, but I always ask the great coaches that when they finally drop a game inside Brito, cannot finish, and the Bulls will come away and get another opportunity here. And I always love their response because most of them will tell you that at the end of the day, they can pull benefits from it.
Dawn is very honest with her team. Yet some coaches may take a loss like that, ball up the paper and go, okay, that's not us, move on. Dawn was paying attention, what went wrong, where was the focus, and they've corrected some things.
Well, Edwards off to a good start here today, the freshman.
And intelligent. She already knows she wants to be an environmental attorney.
The follow will be up and good by Mputu, the 6'2 senior. South Florida continues to be tough around the rim, even though they are outsized by South Carolina. Edwards dumping it downstairs. That's beautifully done. Right, Watkins for two.
Well, I don't know if it was Kelly or Steffi in the studio talked about that South Carolina 0 for 4 from 3. Well, when South Florida win a zone, instead of just settling for the three-point shot, they're getting the ball inside in the paint.
Levy to the baseline. Little follow-away shot, little line driver. That's her style, but the follow is up and good right at the buzzer. And 6 players with at least 4 points. That's the way the Gamecocks win. They've got 10 players averaging 5 points or more per game. A tremendous balance. And we're underway in the second half. Puisis will let fly, but barely nicking the iron. They need her to get going on the South Florida side. And the Gamecocks in transition get it to Hall, looking for the triple, no, but Fagan will return it right back up and in. As you look at their leading scorers, Paopao 10. Levy has to get a shot in the air, or somebody does for the Bulls. Shot clock down to 6, but it traveled, and they'll give it right back.
When they were executing offensively, and I think that if he can chip away at this league, he will take the air out of the ball.
Oh, quick drive, draws the foul.
Seen practice before. You understand, okay, this is how we're going to play in the first half, and then the second half, if we can get in striking distance that they haven't done before.
Right, not just throwing it at them. Probably need someone to explode here very quickly. The shot clock is down to 5. Long one on the way, and that'll not make it. Levy with the miss. She gets it back in the paint on the drive, but no. Mputu right back up and will bank it in.
That's what I'm talking about, lengthening the possession. Got all the way down to 5 seconds in the shot clock, then got an offensive rebound, and then able to score.
Paopao slithering that pass and up and in for 2.
Alabama is coming off a win against Creighton. And Mark Sears putting up 17 points a game.
Levy has it slapped away. And again, that'll be a foul.
They took 63 in one game, but they hit 33s. They scored over 130 points.
Right. Unbelievable.
Let me tell you, I wasn't a believer in Kim Caldwell, the system that she was bringing for Marshall, of how that would transcend to playing in a major Power 4 conference. This is going to be interesting to see.
Watkins going up and in.
The previous play has been upgraded to an intentional foul. The foul committed by White, number 21.
All right, I think both of us would disagree with that, but they'll put Puisis at the line, who has not missed a foul shot this season, 10 for 10.
I mean, I know that it was contact above the shoulder, but I felt like it was unnecessary. I mean, it wasn't.
Meanwhile, Puisis actually missing a foul shot and got the second one. Johnson from the corner. Can't sink it. Levy tapped the rebound, and Kitts got to it first.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity by South Florida. You got to get the offense. You've got to get the defensive rebound when you force South Carolina to miss a 3.
Kitts wants the paint, stepping inside and draws the whistle.
You know, the SEC against the Big Ten.
Even more teams. Who are you taking in that Tennessee-Ohio State?
I am taking Tennessee's offense.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Yep. It should be a blast to watch, and how it all shakes out for a national champion. It'll have everybody talking from coast to coast. Raymond Johnson pries it free on the turnover. Great ball movement. Watkins will lay it in. That's pretty.
Sure, that's the answer. Let the bodies move. Do it off the pass. And with the pressure from South Carolina, look for some backdoor cuts.
Levy on the drive and denied. Watkins with the save after the block. On the outlet. Full wide. That's a terrific pass. And it's tipped out of bounds by Bree.
Watkins just completely leaves her person to deny Remy on the drive.
Then the presence of mind to go and get it. The entry to her on the baseline. Got it underneath and one coming. Kid's very good foul shooter, 85%. And misfires on that one. But 56-34. Tomaszewska inside for two. 5'11" freshman from Latvia.
When Tomaszewska comes in the game, she's been a spark. She's been an instant offense for the Bulls.
Oh, nice spin move and up and in for two. So that big-time danger zone here that so many opponents face when they come into this building. Few don't at some point.
Well,
Mputu underneath and draws the foul.
South Carolina's on a 63-game home win streak.
Dembele returned a couple of moments ago after taking that shot to the head.
And you can see the scratches on her forehead, and I think that's where the officials thought maybe that was.
And now Maddie McDaniel will bring it across. Exciting young point guard for South Carolina. Edwards off the window. No, draws another whistle.
So much talent around her. Well, I think that it is.
You can tell a great relationship, and they squared off in practice today. Who was taller?
Putting the full court press. She put in a 1-3-1 half court defense, working on things for March.
Dembele taking a tumble there.
You've done several South Carolina games. Have you ever seen Dawn Staley be happy on the sideline?
Not during workouts, practices, yes.
Yes.
No question. It's
Duke game. I was able to come in and watch them. They have Molly Benetti does a workout with the coaching staff. Dawn Staley works out as intensely in her workout as she coaches.
Right. On the spin, left short there by Blazing. One and done. Here comes Fawali. Full head of steam and lays it in.
And found clips of Malaysia. She's not far from here. And she used to do countdowns like 3, 2, 1, imagining herself hitting the winning shots.
Yeah.
So she's prepared for this.
Nice touch there by Levy, who has 10 points. First time in double figures in 9 games for her. Underneath, Edwards will finish that one off. Joyce Edwards.
South Carolina has 2 sophomores, a freshman, and a junior. The future's bright for the Gamecocks.
Levy trying to drive it. Flipped up off the glass, no. Mputu with a miss inside. McDaniel down to 3 to get off a shot before the end of the quarter. Tipped away, and it won't drop, and that's the end of 3.
But a point, it's like 0.5. But just to have the ability to keep your foot on the gas with South Carolina and keep waves of talent coming at you, that'll wear a team down.
And it has to the tune of 9-1, the one defeat against UCLA. And another tie-up. We've had a bunch of those today. Just underway 70 games. He's taken the Bulls to the NCAA tournament 8 times in the last 12 years. He's won 20 games 11 different times.
He's preparing himself for conference play, and they are picked to win the American Conference.
Johnson on target. Raven hits that one. And it balloons to 67-41. Yeah, they're picked to win the American Athletic. In fact, for the 5th year in a row.
And Jose Fernandez has overtaken Gino Auriemma of the most wins in that conference. Well, and he even flashed back to the execution underneath the out-of-bounds play that he had in order to hit a 3 to win that one. That's why he talked about
talking to his hockey team in 1980, right? Quick strike inside by South Florida. Trying to inch a little.
Oh, no. They forced 44 turnovers, both offensively and defensively.
Very physical, very strong player. Kitts denying from behind. Nice defensive play there. And here comes Raven Johnston. Back down to Kitts, and she did a great job going end to
And I
end.
asked Molly Benetti about that, and she said a lot of times that activates your muscles to get a strength workout in on game day. Sub, you thought, well, can get a little bit of a break.
Well, really good for Dawn Staley, who loves her depth because finals are over.
Exactly. And I asked Dawn, I said, now how do you keep your team focused? You've just got a few games before the Christmas break. And she said, I just have to say UCLA. She said, sometimes I don't even have to put the CLA. Just say U.
Yeah. Levy gives up the dribble. Downstairs, Brito. Not there for her. And Watkins with the rebound. Well, Wiley has it batted away. Tough defense there by Dembele.
It's a couple of back-to-back turnovers for South Carolina.
And they pay the price at Colonial Life Arena. Our coverage begins at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 Central.
A couple of the men's players here watching the women play. See, this is the versatility of Joyce Edwards. That's your post player defending the guard, point guard. She gets switched off.
Puisis again left open and will drain it.
Love everyone's scouting report when they face the Bulls.
So back down to 20 with about 3 to go. Edwards on the baseline for 2.
Of Tennessee, and can Tennessee rebound with South Carolina?
Levy from the corner. The line driver won't drop. Rebounded away by Puisis off the window. No. And now South Carolina has a head of steam and the numbers for Wiley. Scoops it downstairs and draws the fouls. Come up big in big moments. Named to the 2024 Final Four All-Tournament team. You know, to have a great game.
Year after year. And listen, these players aren't worried about, oh, well, I'm going to have to come off the bench. You have, remember Letitia Amie here? Well, she's in the WNBA and didn't start for the Gamecocks.
Puisis will knock back another 3. They needed a lot more of those early in the game when they weren't falling. Here late they are, 77-56. Dembele going for the turnover. Puisis will lay it up and in. And a timeout.
Understand the standard that has been set here in Columbia.
Ball inside, but no. And under 2 minutes left here in Columbia today. Gamecocks going to go to 10-1. South Florida will fall to 5-6 on the year. And they have played, they have played an incredibly rugged schedule. We mentioned they've taken on Louisville, they've taken on UConn, they've taken on TCU, and they've got Duke still to come. Getting hot late in the game. Brito will cash in. Just the way it is. And that'll be a bounced out of play with a minute. The two of them together were really the stars on the floor today for the Gamecocks. Dembele going in strong, and she'll draw the foul. Who averages 20-25 points a game that you have to stop.
And that would be Te-Hina Paopao, but you still have Raven Johnson, Malaysia Full Wiley, that can run the show. Many
reasons they are favored to go back to the Final Four again. McDaniel on the drive over the shoulder, but draws a whistle. Good foul shooter, 80%. And 1 of 2. Well, South Florida will continue their run. It'll go to 201 straight games without allowing their opponent to get to 90 points. So they can say that coming out of Columbia. Little floater up, won't fall for Puisis. Final seconds here. And Full Wiley will dribble it out. So South Carolina, as you mentioned, a solid effort today.